Okay, so there's a ton of marathon changes and hotfixes and things coming for season two. So this is going to be like my season two hotfix updates, patches. That's pretty big news, honestly. So I've been kind of late on catching up on reading this stuff. So I'm just gonna read through with all of you and see what's new here. Okay, so first up is welcome to season two. So they have the new Dev Insights video shining big things. I did watch the video. Basically, what's coming is the Night Marsh map, new Sentinel, new meta, the Cradle system. So we're going to go into those details probably here. So June 2 begins the season 2 kickoff with open play, free to play from June 2nd to June 9th. So try to get your friends to play the game, see if they like it, and hopefully they buy the game on June 9th. That's pretty good. So it's going to be pretty packed open first week, which is exciting. Let's see. Darkness descends on Tau City 4. Runners have a profitable season on Tau City 4, but their constant rating has attracted the wrong kind of attention. Now the UESC is stepping up its efforts to keep Tau City 4 on lockdown and protect the secrets they'd rather keep hidden. Okay, the anomaly is changing, and after the sun goes down, things get much stranger when the sun goes, yeah. Okay, so we have New Zone, which is Dire Marsh at night. Night Marsh, or whatever else people are calling it. Let's see what's new. The anomaly blocks your path. Long sight lines are obscured in the dark. And you'll want to be careful where you shine your flashlight. You never know who's lurking in the shadows. Where's all the information? Okay, so flashlights are going to be in Dire Marsh. That's number one. Everyone starts with a flashlight. Vector rounds, a new type of mag which creates pools of light where your bullets land, illuminating runners and combatants. That's pretty cool, actually. Vector grenades highlight the environment, illuminate nearby enemies. Dark sight scopes, which highlight the environment around you after ADS for a brief period. That's cool. Signal flares, which light up the environment and come in multiple colors. That's actually pretty cool, too. So cool new stuff for the dark. So complex is that top right part of the map. So the USC has secured the resources at Night Marsh. Kill UAC to gather the encryption certificates, or certs for short, and hack the network towers across Night Marsh to gain access to the stockpile of weapons, etc. Interesting. So Complex's second floor is basically going to have all the good loot, essentially, and you need to get clearance, similar to like Outpost and Cryo, to get that loot. One of our key takeaways from season one is that we want to be more judicious with how we handle the amount of queues in Marathon. Between adding Night Marsh, duos queue on a daily rotating map, and continued experimental modes, we're conscious of the impact it could have on queue health and matchmaking. See, they just need to get rid of Dire Marsh and just keep Night Marsh, in my opinion. I think that's what they should do, in my opinion. So that Dire Marsh and Night Marsh will both be available at all times. I disagree with that. For at least the first week of the season. Okay. After that, the maps will rotate availability. Okay, that's with another every 90 minutes. Ah, I see. Okay, that's a good turnaround. You'll be able to complete most of the existing Dire Marsh contracts in Other Zone, with a couple of exceptions. We're also introducing some new Night Marsh exclusive contracts. If you've unlocked and completed run on Dire Marsh last season, you'll have access to both Dire Marsh and Night Marsh when season 2 begins. Okay. New Runner Shell Sentinel. So basically it has a snare mine. A new tactical ability is a thrown proximity triggered mine that will detonate in several immobilizing submunitions. So baiting people, basically. The Prey Tracker. Their trait ability will activate a short-range motion tracking system that will allow them to see nearby moving targets on radar. It's pretty good. The passive trait is Castle Doctrine and grants increased resistances after taking splash damage. Nice. And faster weapon handling. I like that too. Sandbox changes a new gear. Weapon mods and chips. So a new gun. A new pistol frame SMG with an integrated suppressor. That's going to sound really good. A battle pistol. Like, pistols are kind of weak, feels like, in the game. So a new battle pistol sounds awesome. Season 2 also brings new changes to the rarity of weapons and new options in the armory. They're basically going to shake up the meta with that. New mods, the brain freeze chip, precision downs and kills with this weapon create a small explosion that spreads frost to nearby hostiles. That sounds interesting. There's some cool stuff here. More implants. Season 1, it was hard to tell which implant you did at a glance, so they're going to rework that kind of stuff. So the cradle system. Okay, I want to read a little bit more about this because I don't know much about it. One of our goals with seasonal updates is to improve and update the way you progress through the season so your climbs feel different each time. To that, Season 2, we're introducing a new system called the Cradle, which is where you'll go to improve your runner shell across the course of the season. With the Cradle, you'll empower the weave worms that create your bio-cybernetic bodies to increase your runner shell stats across 6 categories and powerful perks. The primary way you'll progress your stats is by using the matter converter, which converts weapons, equipment, and other items to experience for your Cradle. The better the item, the more experience you'll receive. Level up your Cradle, earn energy, which then you can allocate to any of the 6 stat categories. Hitting certain breakpoints will unlock additional perks for your runner shells. You can reallocate your energy to different stats at any time with no penalties or limitations. Feel free to experiment freely and adjust your stats based on your builds, playstyles, and goals. Your Cradle progression is shared across all runner shells. Okay. Okay. With the Cradle, you'll have easier access to the stats you want to focus on whenever you want. No more needing to level up a faction and gain access to stats. That's really nice. You can change your focus anytime. Nice. New additions to faction trees too. Each faction now has a unique family of implants, which fits the playstyle of that faction. Interesting. In Season 2, we're increasing the rate you make faction progress across the board. That's good. I think this season I was only able to get half of them maxed out, so you'll feel this through a combination of under-the-hood tweaks. Let's see, anything major. Updated the requirements to level up each faction, reducing the time necessary to reach a VIP. Okay. Standard contracts will significantly increase faction reputation. Nice. Unlocking everything a faction has to offer will still require time and successful exfills of valuables and materials, but it should feel more like a staircase where you take one step after another, not like a wall you must climb. Okay, that feels good. Contracts. Contracts remain a great way to earn the favor of factions. Priority contracts will be more focused on granting loot rewards rather than being hard requirements for reputation. Okay. We've also refreshed standard and liaison contracts to shave off some of those rough edges. Cryo archive contracts are also getting an update. Having every contract require opening a vault made it difficult to make any progress on a run without taking in a key and risking it all. In Season 2, we reworked these to set more achievable goals that can be progressed over multiple runs and to help teach cryo soft shells the mechanics of the ship, with the 7th contract still requiring you to take down the compiler. Aw, come on, man. I worked my ass off for Vidmaster, and now they're going to make that title easier to get, which is like kind of diminishes all my work I did for that, which kind of diminishes the title itself. That kind of upsets me, but whatever. Overall, we want an experience of completing contracts to be more organic and enjoyable. Yada yada. Last season, we introduced experimental queues, including duos queue and sponsored queue, to test stuff. We've loved seeing the participation. They're going to include PvE content in Season 2, so that should be a cool experimental mode. And they're adding duos queue in Season 2 with a rotating daily queue for Perimeter, Dire Marsh, Night Marsh, and Outpost. It sounds like they're not doing duos for Cryo, which is pretty frustrating, I'm not going to lie. The rotation is part of us being more judicious with how we handle our matchmaking divisions and marathon, and we'll continue to evaluate your feedback on duos. Okay. Well, at least they'll have an option for something. Ranked. Okay, so let's talk about ranked. Ranked will return on June 14th. Okay. We're also making some high-level changes to simplify ranked and improve matchmaking times. This includes combining the low and high stakes mode into a single queue with 5k loadout value minimum. Makes sense. High stakes was literally dead. Players must also now bring a holotag that matches their current rank. Makes sense? Progression has been adjusted and should feel faster across all ranks. Nice. Win-loss point progression will be influenced by the average rank of the players in that match compared to the player. Win-loss point progression will be influenced by the average rank of the players in that match compared to... Okay, so now you can't just exfil and get points. Like, you get less points if you exfilled with players in your match that were, depending, high or low rank than you. So if you play against people above your rank and lose, your loss won't be as big. If you win against them, though, the earnings will be higher. There's a new daily rank sponsored kit that contains a loadout appropriate for your rank. The higher your rank, the better the gear. Okay, that's good. Players can earn Arachne reputation by exfilling with a tag chip. We'll be making more improvements as Season 2 progresses, including a new system that will make it harder for ill-intended players to coordinate and team up across runs. Interesting. Cryo Archive returns June 11th. Okay, that's like a little bit over a week. Okay, subroutines still carry over. Quality of life update, increased vault space. That's 112 more room. That's really nice. I added the ability of the batch select items in your vault. Nice. Added a loot filter where if you select a slot you're missing in your loadout, it'll filter only the loot you can equip in that slot. Simplified and streamlined the lobby UI so that you can get into a run faster and more intuitively. This includes combining the loadout and the vault menus. Wait, simplified and streamlined the lobby UI so that you can get into a run faster and more intuitively. This includes combining the loadout and vault menus. Thank you. That makes a lot more sense, and I'm glad they're doing that. Players can now access the selected UI screens during matchmaking, including factions, codex, settings, and thank you. I'm not just sitting there staring at a screen. Oh my god, these are nice quality of life stuff. Adding new PC and console cursor speed settings. Thank you. I can finally loot around faster. Added new privacy settings with a name obfuscation and a matchmaking timer offset. Okay, that's for streamers. Additional game security features to speed up detection of cheats and reduce their effectiveness. Thank God. Implemented a round of CPU performance, PC stuff. Okay. Improvements for our network technology to reduce the rate of disconnection. Okay, that's good. And then begins June 2nd. Let's see. Grab your friends. Marathon open play. Yada yada. Okay, they'll be back with more information. Who knows what the hell this thing is? I'm very curious to see what that is in Season 2. Okay. Now we got the Season 2 combat tuning preview. I'm trying to blast through this as well. And see what we can find. I'm trying to go straight to the facts. Some changes. Okay, they're nerfing the Miserai. It was just too strong. Increased pellet spread. Increased pellet spread by ADS. Increased base rate of fire. Increasing the base rate of fire. That's a buff. This is to compensate for the removal of increased fire rate stats previously granted by the Slick Mag magazine and mod family. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the base one is getting buffed. And there's more spread, so it's kind of even there. Rebase magazine stats, and now every mag will result in at least +1 random magazine. Reduce base damage fall off start from 11 to 10. Increase max damage fall from 15 to 16. Interesting. This mod had static gameplay like build crafting experiences. Okay, so they're nerfing the gold mod on it. We believe these changes will allow for more interesting spatial plays with the prestige mod. Okay. First up is the overrun. We wanted to keep it simple to start because this weapon is only a couple of value changes away from running over the other rifles. But if we agree, it still needs a little bit of juice. Okay, horizontal recoil reduced by 50%. That's a huge one. And vertical recoil reduced by 12. Okay, that's a huge buff to that gun. That's nice. A high-level superior overrun is still performing pretty admirably against other rifles. Interesting. I don't care about the sidearm changes, honestly. Looks like they're buffing it, though. Folding stocks are a new mod family that will first be present on the new guns. Stack overflow. We're rotated all rarities out of the loot pool for Season 2? What? They're removing stack overflow that basically makes the waster useless. Stack overflow was overperforming on certain weapons and in other cases was performing wildly below the bar. But fear not, 8 new chip families are rotating in their time in the sun. Let's see what they do. Okay, it looks like nothing is going to give more ammo for the Waster, so... The Waster is going to be trash. Mizariah is still going to be... It's the disparity between people who have the Waster and people who do not have the Waster and have a Mizariah is even greater now, because now the Waster people don't have stack overflow, so that's really shitty. I don't like that at all, honestly. Oh, God. All right. Let's see what else. Alarmist. Don't care. Other interesting stuff. Starting season 2, there will be no thermal optic option for snipers only. Okay, so they're keeping thermals for other weapon types, but not for snipers. Interesting. Okay, equipment and survival. Okay, grenade ready animations extended by 0.2 seconds. So they're nerfing the speed you can throw grenades, which is a very small nerf. What else are they doing? Frag grenade, reduce max damage by 15%. Okay, I'm all good for that. Heat grenade, reduce damage by 50%. That's huge. Signal jammer. Visual and detection jamming will temporarily flicker off when a player performs actions, uses abilities, shoots their weapon, or takes damage. Okay. No longer blocks detection by early warning system. Prestige Recon Core. Okay. No longer blocks detection by... Okay. Okay, so they're basically nerfing Signal Jammer a little bit so you can kind of see them better, but it's still going to be pretty strong. We have the Vector Grenade. When a Vector Grenade detonates, it creates a field of revealing pulses. Interesting. Okay, runners. Okay, Sentinel again. Defense systems is prime ability. Deploy defensive platform that harmlessly neutralizes incoming explosives. So his ult is the trophy system? Okay, so basically when you're in a fight, you put down your ult. You and your allies also gain increased weapon stability and reload speed while standing near the device. Bear in mind that it's got a limited number of projectiles to fire. Be sure to keep a steady eye out. Interesting. Snare mine, prey tracker, we went over those already. Sentinel specific cores, then there's implants. Okay. In Season 2, we're taking significant steps to address these issues by reworking how the implants are structured. Implants will be primarily focused on perks with runner stats. Okay, they're going to be like easier to see and show perks. And then out with a bang. That's a quick rundown once it comes in Season 2, so you can be better prepared to dive right into June 2nd. This first week is free. Refining the sandbox, new map, new gear, etc. What else? Our hope is that these changes make combat feel sharper, build choices feel more expressive, and every run feels like it gives you a little more room to learn, adapt, and find a style that clicks for you. Okay, that's pretty much it. So, see you guys in Season 2.